I wanted to make this short video tonight. As I've been thinking about watch collecting and watches that I've had and watches that I've seen in department stores, and recently watches that I've seen in antique stores and pawn shops, I'm becoming aware of an opportunity. Now, I've spoken about my watch collection and the funny story about this Creed watch that I picked up. I've told this story multiple times now. When I first saw an Alpha M video and he said, you know, a gentleman wears a watch, and I know that my dad had said that over the years many times, and I've worn watches at times. Well, I've had a lot of watches, and sometimes once my watch gives out, then I stop wearing it. And I don't know what happens to it. I throw it away. It's usually a very inexpensive watch, or it usually has been until the last few years when I've started watch collecting. But that day that I saw that video, I thought, holy cow, I don't wear a watch. You know, I carry a cell phone, but I don't wear a watch. And I've shown this Creed watch and talked about how, you know, it was $18 and I was going to wear it until it fell apart. Somebody recommended in one of my videos, don't throw it away. Always keep it as evidence of your journey of watch collecting. So the band recently fell off. I was putting it on. I was headed out to go fishing with my son, which we were working on another inflatable boat fishing trip video. But as I went to put the watch on, the band broke off. It had just worn completely through the years of wearing it. It just fell completely apart. And I realized I had these NATO straps. I had a collection of NATO straps for some of the watches that have a 22 millimeter lug width. And this one had, this old watch, this inexpensive watch had a 22 millimeter lug width. Now, if you'll look at it, it's just a cheap old fashioned watch from a department store. But on this NATO strap, which isn't expensive either, it's kind of nice looking. It's going to be all right for a while. Now okay, so there it is on. Now, it's not such a bad looking watch. I can wear that for different informal occasions. And somebody's going to ask me, what the heck watch is that? Oh, that's your mom's watch. She gave that to me for showing her such a good time. That's going to be my answer. I'm really a vulgar little guy sometimes. Disrespectful, inappropriate. And I think I have a ready answer for this very inexpensive fashion watch on this nice strap. Now, it's the reason I'm making this video is it's made me think, as I've seen cool watches in pawn shops and antique stores and nice looking watches in inexpensive department stores, how different would they be on a cool strap? So there's my old Creed watch. The strap decayed completely off, fell apart. Now, I've got this for a while longer. I've got this fashion watch on a NATO strap. It looks kind of cool now, and I'm going to enjoy it. Now, the other part of the story I have is this watch. So, my wife, I've told this before as well, my wife's been going through boxes in storage from our kids, things that going back to when they were growing up, when my kids were growing up, and trying to find out, what do you guys still want? What do you want to have? What can we throw away? And in one of the boxes, she found a smaller box that was things that belonged to me. Things that I had brought home or brought to our house that came from the home that I grew up in, that my mother had said, get this box the heck out of my house. And so we had taken it, we went through it. So in one of the boxes, we found this old Timex watch on half a strap. And I immediately remembered what the watch was. It was a watch I had in college in 1984. And I remember the story. I mean, I probably picked up this watch. It was probably a gift, or if I bought it, I didn't pay more than $10 for it. But now I look back at it, it's attractive. It doesn't have a second hand or a date. It's a nice looking champagne colored watch. And I remember why I stopped wearing it and didn't throw it away. I bumped it and got this crack. Can you see that crack? developed that crack in it. I thought, I don't want a watch with a crack in it, a $10 watch with a crack in it. I don't know why half of the strap fell off. So I bought this nice leather, genuine leather. Look at that. Genuine leather, 16 millimeter R. I should have bought the 16 millimeter long. I didn't think it would make a difference. I took it over to a jeweler and said, do you have a battery for it? And they did. I had a hard time getting the back off of it. They popped the back off, put a new battery on it. I bought a strap, and now look what I've got. I mean, in those days, 40 years ago, what? That can't be right. 40 years ago, wow. Watches were smaller than they are now. There's an Omega watch that's exactly this size that I'm very interested in getting from the year I was born. But the strap's kind of small. But anyway, now I have this watch from my official college days that I can wear. People say, what the heck is that watch? I say, that's my college watch. Look at that. That's not so bad at all, is it? I mean, really? That's kind of fun. You know, a little walk down memory lane. So that's my watch story for today. And the reason I wanted to share it is that it really makes me think. In a store selling very inexpensive watches, or watches that you might find at a garage sale, or watches that you might find at a pawn shop or an antique store, man, polish them up. Ask somebody put a new battery in it, or find out if it still works. Put a nice band on it. What would you have? There are interesting opportunities to see about that. That's kind of cool. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. I hope that was something that you found interesting.